Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. In this week's Parshas Vigash, we read the very emotional reconnection between Yosef and his brothers and Yosef and his fathers. And actually in one of the Svarim, it says that when the brothers were debating with Yosef if they could go and bring Binyamin, there's a reference that is used, V'nafshay kshura b'nafshay, that the life, the nefesh of Yaakov is connected, tied, very much dependent on the nefesh of his children. So in one of the Mefarshim, it says, kshura, if you take the word kshura, it's the same gematria of Torah, meaning to say that the true bond, the true everlasting bond that a nefesh may have with another nefesh is when you teach him Torah. And being that Yaakov taught his children Torah, Binyamin Torah, there was an everlasting bond that he couldn't disconnect from. It was very difficult. So when we reconnect Yosef and his brothers, Yosef and his father, it's obviously a very emotional time. But the pasuk says in Perek Memhei, pasuk Chavav, pasuk Chavzayin, that Yaakov was a little skeptical about this whole thing, but he was a little concerned. And then the pasuk says, "Vayagidu loi leimar," they tell him, "Oid Yosef chai, Yosef is alive, and he's a big shot. He's a Moshe b'chol eretz Mitzrayim." He still didn't buy it. V'yidabru elo, but then when they started speaking to him, as kol divrei Yosef asher diber aleim, they started telling him all the things Yosef said that they should say. Vayaras hagolos, he saw the wagons. Vatchi ruach Yaakov aviyam, and we know that the Rashi brings that what is the symbol of the wagons? He told him, I'm religious. I'm still Yosef, the same Yosef that left you, and the proof is here is a sign. I'm still learning the topic of Egla Arufa that we discussed over 20 years ago. I'm still living with it. And the Rebbe has a sicha, many Mefarshim explain what's the significance specifically of that topic. But there is a beautiful mashal that might help us understand this even better. The story is told of a Jew in Poland that his son was drifting off the path. And Nebuch, he was becoming more secular and secular. And the son went off to live on his own, but he knew that his father is being hurt from all this. So from time to time, he would come home to visit his father. But he didn't, where he lived, he didn't act in the same ways of his father. So weeks before he knew he was going to his father, he would grow a beard, grow payas. So at least when he comes to visit his father, he wouldn't hurt his father's feeling. At least he can convince his father, and he would come visit and say, "Ta, everything is good," and the father was happy as long as it looks like he's still keeping Yiddishkeit. But from time to time, obviously we know he was falling further and further, because how long could you pull this trick? A couple of years later down the line, he Rahman al-Islam went on to even marry a non-Jew. But he still tried to play the game. And the father, from the distance, started feeling something is wrong. So the father says, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to come visit you at your hometown. Let me see what's going on there." And the son, "No, you don't have to, until the father realized this whole trick. So some Mefarshim say that all these things, the simanim that Yosef sent to his father, it didn't yet convince him. It didn't yet convince him. Maybe, not that he suspected him, but it doesn't prove yet the truth. But when he saw that he sent agolos, come to me, look at my place, how I live at my home, that's when Yaakov says, if he's willing to let me home and in his house and see what his day-to-day life looks like, I know that he's still the same Yosef that left me.